How often should music artists release singles versus albums in 2020? What's going on, guys? This is Omari giving you more no-nonsense music marketing advice. If you're not subscribed already, click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can get more updates on new episodes from us. So first, let's break down what's the difference between a single, an EP, an LP, and an album. A single is usually something that has 1 to 3 songs on the release. So a single can sometimes still have more than one song on the release. But typically it's not going to be anywhere over 3 songs. Now an EP is something that is under 30 minutes, but usually has about 4 to 6 songs on it. An LP is a physical album. So it could be like a vinyl album, but it does have to be physical. And then an album is going to be anything that is over 30 minutes. So usually it's going to have, over 6 songs and going to be over 30 minutes for an album. So the question for independent artists as a part of your strategy is, which one should you be releasing? How often should you be releasing? So on and so forth. So in this day and age, if you don't have a significant following, you usually want to release more singles than anything else. Now the reason being is because even if your music is great, there are still thousands and thousands and thousands of songs being released every single day. And with the listening habits of a lot of people nowadays, they like to listen to playlists even over artists. So one, you really have to blow somebody away in order for them to come back to your song, even after saving it, maybe in their Spotify library or liking your video on YouTube. So this is why we talk about in other videos, you need to have your remarketing good and set up. If you have not seen our video on that, go to our profile and check out that video, because you can't just rely on your music being, oh, this is so great that I'm just gonna keep playing this song and then not forget about it after a week. So even if you have a really good song, sometimes, guys, you still need to do your remarketing and you still need to have constant releases. And so this having more singles is contributing toward you being able to remarket to your audience more, because you'll have more content to show them. So if you just had, one single every few months or something like that, well, you don't really have new stuff to show somebody. Or even if it's like once every other month, that still is probably not often enough in this day and age. Like you really want to try to get to once a month if you can. Try to get to once a month you releasing something until you better build up a big enough fan base to where you can release an EP and have it be sustainable amongst the people who already follow you and who already listen to your music. And so again, singles, you're trying to go for at least once a month until you build up a big enough following. Now, what is a big enough following? This depends on both how many followers you have and how much revenue you are earning. So both of these things. It's not just, if you have 10,000 followers, then you can just start releasing EPs. It's not that. You need to get your revenue structure down. So once you start to get into the thousands of followers, like, you need to start thinking about your merch designs, your virtual tip jars on Facebook and Instagram Live, on YouTube Live, and your live show tickets. Right now, there's probably less live shows, but you might be watching this at a time when there's more live shows. So all of that, you need to have your funnels, your advertising and marketing funnels, all that needs to be straight before you can start to think about dropping more and more albums. So the method is going to go singles most when you're first starting out, and then once you gain enough interest and when you have more followers and more revenue, and you can start dropping more EPs. And then once you get the EP method down, then you can move over to albums. And I know a lot of people, like, as artists, they'll have concepts that they think would work really well for an album. Like, they want to make a cohesive body of work. But this is from the point of view of marketing. So this is not to throw away the art side, but you have to balance them out, especially if you want to be, full-time with your music career. If you're just a hobby artist and you just want to put music out just to see who likes it, and you just want people to, I just want people to enjoy this music, so on and so forth, that's fine. That's fine if you want that, if you want to do that. But it is not the method if you want to make more revenue. And there's nothing wrong. It does not demean your art whatsoever if you say, I want to make this full time. I want to earn money from my craft. Only in the music world have we convinced ourselves, or the art world, have we convinced ourselves that somehow it demeans the art if you make money from it. That every artist is supposed to be starving and, on the street corner, you only get so much, and if you start to make too much money, then your art loses value. And no, we're not going for any of that garbage. Like, you as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you are still responsible for growing your business. So the strategy in releasing this, even if you have an idea that's cohesive, you can still do that as follow-up singles. Like, you can still have one single be about something and the next single be a continuation of that, so on and so forth. So I'll give you guys one example, and I won't name the artist, but this artist, we were doing their Instagram ad for them, and their video was taking off on Instagram. People were loving this video, people commenting on it. They were asking, when's this next video coming out? Like, yo, where's your new music? And at the time, that group, they only had one song out on Spotify. And what happened is they might have waited a little bit too long to release the next one. We were actually advising them to probably push up the timeline on releasing their next single because people kept clamoring for it. They wanted more of that music. And so when people are messaging you about, hey, where's like more content, that's a good sign, and you want to give that to them. So when you have the timeline be as short as 1 month, or if people are clamoring for stuff, and you have enough content, like, push it up to maybe 3 weeks. Like, you gauge the market, see where the market is at. If your schedule is, you don't have that much new content, you might need to go and readjust and make more new content so that you can feed it to people. This is what any business has to do. If something is in high demand, you try to go find more supply so that you can continue making more money and feeding your audience the content that they want. So to recap, you want to have mostly singles at the beginning. Transfer that into a little bit of EPs along the way as you start to get more followers, more fans. And then once you have a significant enough following, you can start to push more albums, and your LPs, usually the physical products, you can have those as merch items. So a lot of people like to just buy vinyls because they like the sound of it. So you can have that as a merch item in your merch store on your website. So that's all we got for this video, guys. Click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can get updates on new content from us. And also share this video with another musician so that they can get help too. We'll catch you guys in the next video.